Hello, my dear beings, be it mineral, vegetable, animal, including Homo sapiens, aliens, and even energy entities. Everybody in the universe. Okay? What I want to say today, first, my name is Ferruccio Bilic, and I want to talk about maximize efficiency, efficacy, and effectiveness in actions, extinguish the remunerated executive. Okay. In other videos, I already discussed how to get rid of remunerated legislative system, judiciary system, defense system, remunerated, okay? And now we are going to talk about getting rid of the executive system, remunerated executive system. Why should I be against remunerated executive system? Because there are better ways of doing this, more appropriate. The executive system, where one person decide to the executive decision, may not be too good, because it's just one point of view, okay? Maybe bias, may not have the encompassness necessary, and may not represent what the majority of the people wants. Okay? Therefore, we are going to stick by this is an old idea, okay? Democracy, okay? Started 500 years before the Common Era, right? Common Era is a new way of saying this thing. And in a more modern way, we could say that democracy is the government of the people by the people, as Abraham Lincoln said. Okay. Therefore, who should decide how the executive things also should be the people. Okay. Now, I'm going to go back to some of the idea that I perfected of improving this idea of democracy. You cannot even call it democracy any longer. It's something a little different already from democracy, is much better. Okay? First of all, let's say that is democracy with wisdom. Okay? It's democracy because everybody that wants to participate can participate. Okay? It's voluntary. Therefore, everybody can participate in the decision process of executive decision. And has wisdom that I encompass wisdom in the following way. The methodology that I encompassed was the following. All the decision actions to be taken, several ones that can be taken, like proposals, okay? And each member of the people decides how much he decides or votes for, how much he decides. Each one of the actions that are being proposed. Okay? And attached to this decision of giving the desirability index of each one, each person attaches his the weight that should have his opinion. Okay? And this weight will be higher the more that the person that is voting thinks that understands the subject, and this weight will be lower the lower he thinks he knows about the subject. Okay? Therefore, with the decisions, each decision and each weight, we will get the weighted average. Okay? And this weighted average is the first round of the decision process, and this information is given back to the decision makers, the voters, and they can do the second stage or the second round of decision, and where I introduce this idea of convergence of opinion, another methodology that I created. And based on this information, they are weighted average, each voter or each decision maker will update his decision, okay? Usually getting closer to the weighted average, or if he has a very strong knowledge or reason to stick to his decision, this information will be passed to all the others, so that the other person of the people may change position. Okay? Usually, people that is farther away from the weighted average will tend to converge his opinion. Why? Because usually he was further in one direction or another direction, because he was concentrating one particular aspect instead of seeing the more broad sense of the action. Okay, when he realized this, he usually converged to the weighted average. Therefore, the process converges in a finite number of turns. Therefore, this is the decision that will be implemented. Okay. Therefore, this decision of action that will be implemented has the benefit of representing the wish and desire of all the persons of the people. And represents also the global knowledge of all the people, not only one person. And because it's a voluntary process, will not cost money, okay? And therefore will be a less expensive manner decision, and will be implemented easier and quicker because everybody understands, everybody concerned with these actions will be involved, and the process becomes self-perpetuating, okay? And if we needed before having the older system, executive system, that you had to remunerate the executives, things like that, we have to charge taxes and things like that. In this new one, you don't need to charge tax. Therefore, you can have a tax-free society, as long as everybody concerned is wishing to vote and give his opinion to all the decision. Okay? And this process will be more efficient, have more efficiency, efficacy, and effectiveness than the previous type of decision-making process. And will be more economic and easier to implement. And you will say, oh boy, now I will have to vote every single thing. I already voted for legislative decision, giving my opinion to all proposals, legislative proposals. I had to give my judiciary decision on to the judicial system. I had to participate in the defense system and things like that. A lot of work. There is not much easier way of doing this thing. Yeah, there is. If each one of us, associate to each decision process, be it legislative, judiciary, executive, or whatever, or organizational one, you attach to it artificial intelligence that will learn how each one of us decides and this artificial intelligence may be do the voting for you, and you only supervise this voting of your artificial intelligence, and you update it. How you will update it? Because this free time that you gain in putting your artificial intelligence to work for you, you will be doing the next step, is thinking about and generate ideas for new value system for you and for society. Okay? That will nurture or will orient. There's a catch here. Nurture means that you are more, let's say, Occidental. Oriented, you are more Oriental. And nurture if you are more utilitarian. Oriental, more contemplative. These things that I discussed in other videos, okay? But keep in mind this. Therefore, you should do the planning of your and society system, because your actual values are bad for you and for society, because they have bad outcomes. They were good maybe in the past, but are bad for the future. Okay? Our values are always changing, very slow manner. You should not think that our value will be the same as the moment that Australopithecus start thinking about and Homo habilis, erectus, and Neanderthals and so on. The value system did improve, okay? And is improving with time. And we should be concerned in always thinking about in designing new value system so that we start going towards better results, better consequence of our value system. Okay? And this process of planning our values will be also making us change in our way of thinking, and we will update our artificial intelligence so that it keeps voting, but in an improved way every single time. And the process has a positive feedback going towards more designed and more chosen less anthropic decisions and process. Okay? And I think that for the moment that's what we have to say. Therefore, all the decision system of executive, be it governmental, familiar, family decision, local, all can be improved in this way using democracy with wisdom and the convergence of opinion, and attach and to improve it, design new value systems that have better consequence. Okay? I thank you very much for your attention, and please give your like, and also I would appreciate if you can make your critique and suggestion, and and you can share these ideas with everybody. And please sign up for my channel to get also be advised of new videos that I may offer. All the videos that I produce tends to be always with a new idea. Therefore, I think that will be interesting for everybody to hear and see what I have to say, even if it's just to think about what I'm saying. Okay? Thank you very much for your attention.